Hey y'all, how's everybody doing? Well, I'm getting ready to go, and so I thought I would do like I said I would and show y'all this. My hair's kind of wide today, isn't it? I like big hair. Do y'all like big hair? All right. Okay, so what was I gonna do? I do my nails, y'all. Look, nothing on them. I'm gonna do this. It's Baby Baby by Floss Gloss, and it's just turned out to be my favorite one, especially for spring, summer. Just makes you look tan. Anyway, I said that I would show y'all this new palette, which is a dupe of a Charlotte Tilbury palette. The Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a palette versus the Beauty Flash Full Face in a Flash. They're so obviously similar. Let me show you. Charlotte Tilbury is obviously a higher, there's no doubt that it's a higher quality product in my opinion. A lot more science went into it, blah, 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 blah. The colors are somewhat different, but they're similar enough that they're colors I can use and like. And so here's the two palettes. Let's just do them side by side that way. And you can see even the format of the palette, the shape of the palette, everything's exactly the same. It's got the highlighter, the transition, the dark. It's got a highlighter, a bronzer, and two blushes. Just like the Charlotte Tilbury. There's no comparison in the packaging. This is a flimsy piece of plastic here, and then this is cardboard. This is a sturdy piece of plastic with a mirror, and it's kind of her custom signature packaging colors, crimson and rose gold. And I have several of these palettes. I have of hers. I've got my favorite is Seductive Beauty. Hate the names. This is Natural Beauty. I don't like it as much. This is Smoky Eye Beauty. Very similar, but again, it's kind of more brown tone. It's not exactly what I'm looking for. The Seductive Beauty is, but she's discontinued that one. I can't find it. And then last but not least, the Beauty Glow, which is kind of more goldy, but it has a little peach tones compared to the other one. This one, the dupe of it, again, it's by Beauty Flash, or it's called Beauty Flash, it's by Flower, and it's called flowerbeauty.com. It's got more of a peachy pink to it, and so I am going to use it today so that I can show y'all. Let me put these back in their little pouches. I love this little pouch, by the way, with the little golden kissies and her signature colors, rose gold and crimson. I just think it's sort of like Chanel with black and white, that it's always going to be what she always does. It's her signature. It's classy, and I absolutely love it.
That's because you're classy.
Well, yes.
Classy broad.
I'm a classy broad. You're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to say I'm absolutely amazing. Okay.
And practically perfect.
I'm wearing shorts, and so I'm sticking to this leather chair. I need a new chair. I need everything. But anyway, let's go. Alright. So we are going to start with the bronzer, and I'm just going to use this is a Morphe R10. It just happened to be handy. Where is my blush brush? From Sigma Beauty. There it is. I prefer it because it's angled, and I use the short end, which is a little more stacked bristles, in the bronzer. And see where my face is naturally cutting in there? You go right above that and stay back. Almost straight up and down. A lot of people do this rounding and back this way horizontally. Don't do that. When you're older, you got to build that cut in right there. See how now almost back here where it's lighter looks like a facelift. Matter of fact, you can make even more of a facelift by adding a whiter powder back there. Okay, so again, we're not down here in the groove, we're right above the groove, and that's what gives you the lifted look. There's nothing on the top bristles, so it's not bristles. So it's not getting here in the crow's feet area. I'm just using the bottom, and then because I have little chick cheeks, I do bring it in right there. Bring it all the way in. So if you've got a little bit of fatties on your face or chipmunk cheek like me, then go ahead and bring it in. Then I'm using that same butt end of it, and I'm going under my nose because I have a large nose, and so I like to make it look shorter. And what do we know about dark colors? They cause something to recess or decline. So we're going under there, and that makes the nose lift because the brighter is up here. right underneath. We're also going to take some, pull the bangs back, and go right here in the temple area. I do this in a rounding motion and right in the hairline. Mario, Kim Kardashian's very famous makeup artist, he's obviously a mega pro, or the people who can afford just about anything on the planet wouldn't be hiring him. But he's very, very good. And he gives that one tip that he does for her, that he makes sure he bronzes all the way back here, under here, and in the hairline. Now, I got a little too orangey there, so we'll fix that. Don't worry. Alright, so I am going to now go under the chin, straight down in the fatties. This is always a little. You may also have jowls, which is this. And a lot of people, that's just genetic. You can be in your teen years and have that. It's not necessarily an aging thing, but as you get older, they do get more pronounced. And so I am bronzing underneath there. I'm also doing a cut in right there to give me a shadow. Be sure and blend down or you'll have a brown line. See how I'm cutting in right there and then down. And coming right under the chin this way. That's where you do want to be horizontal, because the skin will catch it, catch the brushes. Just make sure you blend down. Now, that's contour. I'm now going to take the tip end, this fluffy end, and go across both of these blushes, because I like both the pink tone and the peach. You can just use a smaller brush, like I've got this dual fiber brush, and it's smaller, so you can get into an eyeshadow or a tiny blush with a smaller blush brush. This one's a little large for that, but I can just take the tip ends. See how I'm just dragging it through those two colors? Now I am going to smile to get it right on the apples. I'm going to stay above the bronzer, but not into the crow's feet area. And I'm going to go into circular motion after I come down once. So we're getting that pink color in the brown color and rounding it out. Do not come forward of the apple of your cheek. This is the apple right there. Where your little dog, bulldog wrinkle is right there. See that? Those little things. As you get older, that drops even more and you look like a little bulldog. Alright, so we're just going to round it out. And up. Ooh, 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 ooh. Always put the blush in front of the bronzer. So where I was, now you're just going to go a little in front of it, a little below it. And I'm going to also take the lighter pink and go right on the bridge of my nose so it looks like, hey, she got a little bit of sunburn. Matter of fact, if you want to, you can do that on the very top here and come in just a little further. That makes it look like you got a little bit of sun. Okay, so straight down and around. Straight down and around. And again, you can... Also, I have a larger chin, so on the bulbous part of my chin, I do a little bit of blush. Blend it. And then on down. And all you're doing is just kind of blending this color out. Okay, so let's just say you did too much. That's not a big problem. Take your foundation brush that you used earlier, because even though we clean off, there's always a little touch of it left. And just see, like there, I did get a little too much there. Go in front of it and brush back into it. So what you're doing is just kind of blending your foundation back into that and kind of knocking off a little color. You can do that here and here if you want. Definitely you can do it here. I can even take some of this highlighter and put it back here, and it will just... There's that facelift. Look how that just raises the look back there. And now I'm done with that. If you want to do a little bit of highlighting, you can either use a very fluffy, longer brush. This is an actual highlighting brush, or you could use your dual fiber brush. Why do we use that? Because they're kind of flimsy. They kind of bend. And that's what you want for highlighter. You don't want highlighter to like stick in your pores. You want to dust it across. So I'm going to take this highlighter color now. And I'm going to come around. Do not ever hit your crow's feet. Young people do this little C around their eye, but you're not probably young. And even if you are young, I'm going to tell you the more product you put on your wrinkles, the more it sets the wrinkles. So go around the crow's feet. So you can still have this C be at the top of your blush right there. That is where your face bends. And so it gives just a little bit of a shimmer glow at certain angles only. And that's all it's meant to do. Or if you really want to look natural about it, just be sure and sweat. Because all this really does is where your sweat would be. So why do we even pay for highlighter? You're going to sweat. In the South, you're sure going to sweat. If you got a larger nose, do not do a white line all the way down your nose. Only do it right at the bridge right there. And on the tip end. Okay, then at your cupid's bow, Just do like that and you'll get it. And at the top of your chin, where the light would naturally hit that little bulbous area like that. Same thing on your brow. I mean your forehead. Do not do the little three-way. Just do right there where that brow bone is and that brow bone is. Not under here, but you can do under there too because your brow bone is where. But you got a brow bone right here or skull bone, whatever you want to call that, forehead bone. Right in front of there, just lightly, and then under your brow bone. And you're done. You don't need to do any more. If it's evening, you can do a little more, but I just warn you, look closely in bright light, because I remember one time I went to work and I didn't do a real good close-up check, and my friend said, "What's that white on your lip?" Like, she thought I was going to throw up or something. It was highlighter. The younger girls probably knew her, like, bless her heart. She don't know how to blend. Okay, so now we're going to use an E25 from Sigma, and we're going to use this highlighter color. Two places. Where do we always use highlighter? On the brow bone, all the way under the arch is what I like to do. Back and forth. And then on past it, under the arch, back and forth, and past it. Then you're also going to do the inner tear duct, straight up and down, because it'll get the top and the bottom, and then to the, just to the inner part of the lid. Tear duct, straight up and down, and inner part of the lid. Don't even bother going all the way out because you're going to be putting transition and a dark tone out there. You can put a little right here in front, right underneath this, so that it doesn't get too dark under there and look like a circle. So now we're done with highlighter. We're now going to take an E50, which is a large fluffy brush from Sigma, and we're going to use this transition color. And I did try this yesterday. I really did like it. Tap it off good. I think I just accidentally hit that. I keep wanting to have a mirror. See? You need a mirror. They messed up. And people say, well, it makes it more biodegradable. Glass breaks up. Mirror will break up. So no, I'm not buying that. It's just cheaper for them to not offer you a mirror. Okay, this is a great transition color, y'all. It's kind of like a peachy brown. It's got a rose.